Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Barry!
Huh?
I told you not to be scaring the customers.
Hey, Barry, come on in for a bite. And bring Brianna with you.
For only 2 minutes up the hill, where you're only a stranger once.
Ready to embark on an electrifying adventure? Look no further than the Mitsubishi Outlander, available in gas or PHEV, the SUV that redefines excellence. Recently awarded the best midsize utility vehicle in Canada for 2023 by AJAC. This bold and sophisticated SUV delivers advanced performance, safety, and tech, plus peace of mind with its standard super all-wheel control and the best warranty in the business. With red-hot deals and plenty in stock, your award-winning drive starts with the Mitsubishi Outlander.
Good evening and welcome inside the Powassan Sportsplex for another game day of Powassan Voodoos hockey as the Voodoos get set to take on the French River Rapids here at the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Brad Brooks and Mike Brown, our camera operator as well. If you're on Flow Hockey watching this, if you're on YouTube, well, welcome to the show. Mike is indeed working the camera, but you just won't be able to see it on YouTube, unfortunately. Anyways, it was also Mike's birthday last week as well, so happy birthday, Mike Brown. We had a great time at the showcase. But with that being said, well, before I introduce Brad formally, we'll flip to our players to watch here real quick, and we'll tell you who we're looking for in this game.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
All right, Brad, as you come into the broadcast now, welcome in. We're going to talk about two players here. We're going to talk about Cameron Jansa of the French River Rapids, who's the leading point getter for them. And we're going to talk about Darby McCarthy, one of the leading point getters here, or the leading point getter here for the Powassan Voodoos in the early going. Brad, why don't you fill us in a little bit on those guys?
Yeah, thanks for having me inside a very, very frigid Powassan Sportsplex. If I still have all my fingers and toes after this game, it's going to be a miracle.
And this is only October.
Great. Looking forward to more. Yeah, Darby, what was I looking at? Darby McCarthy.
That's our guy.
That's our guy for the Powassan Voodoos, running a 3-game point streak right now. 7 points in those last 3 games. He's got 11 points in 9 games played so far this year, which paces the team. And for the French River Rapids, you mentioned Cameron Jansa. He's a rookie this year, but he's leading the way at a point-per-game pace for the Rapids. 7 goals, 10 points in those 10 games, leading an attack that, from what I understand, is gaining confidence, really starting to sort of figure out the style of play that they're going to need to employ to start seeing some results this year.
Yeah, Cameron Jansa, we went to the NOJHL Showcase a week ago in Sudbury. Got to see a lot of French River there on Ice Pad 2, which is where we were covering the game. And Cameron Jansa did not look out of place whatsoever for the French River Rapids. And, of course, on our side of things, Darby McCarthy, if you're a fan of the Frontline podcast, out as of an hour and a half ago is our weekly episode this week. We have Darby McCarthy and Zach Turner, both from the United States. One's from Montana, that's Darby McCarthy. The other one's from the most American-sounding town named Eagle, Colorado, and they tell us all about their journey to Powassan and how they played together last year in Montana, and we're very happy to come this way and play some hockey. So, as you mentioned, Darby McCarthy riding the hot stick. He looked great in the showcase, as well as Zach Turner picking up a couple of points as well. So, I mean, both players, very interesting guests on the podcast this week, and also very interesting players on the ice.
Montana, you got to wonder what brings a guy from Montana all the way up here, but I'd be interested to listen to that podcast and find out his journey. Useless
information of the day. Chris Dawson, the general manager of the Powassan Voodoos, went to school at the University of Montana and played hockey there as well, so as a goaltender. So he's very quick to point out whenever somebody comes from Montana, as he says it's his favorite state, and I said, no disrespect to Montana, Chris, but usually people go for like California or Florida or somewhere with some sun. Montana doesn't really strike you as a state with sun.
What do they call it? A flyover state? I think it's pretty commonly known as one of those.
Yeah, pretty much. But looking today on today's game, the Powassan Voodoos are here to host the French River Rapids. The last meeting between these two teams, the Voodoos winning it 5-0, and that was on the season and home opener for Powassan. The last 5 seasons, Powassan owns a record of 29-4 against the Rapids. What a matchup.
Well, on paper it looks like it might be a little bit one-sided, but you never know. Any given night, right?
Well, real quick, just before, if we're talking about any given night, the Rapids' last win came September 23rd against the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. It was literally a barn burner in Noelville, 7-6 in that game. So that's the lone win on the season for the Rapids coming into this game, but they're going to look to make it the record 2-10.
Yeah, and Powassan looking for their 3rd win in a row and their 8th win in their first 11 games. So.
Yeah, 7-2, and they currently lead the East with 15 points. Hearst, the next closest team, with 11. However, Hearst has played 12 games to Powassan's 10. I know it's a little early to be like scoreboard or standing watching, but it's one of Ben Sargent's favorite things to do on the podcast is to look at the NOJHL standings, especially with how wild it was last year. And already the Voodoos creating a little bit of separation at the top for themselves.
Looks like it could be wild again. If you look at the top 5 teams in the West, they're all either tied or ahead of the Voodoos in points so far. Granted, they've all played 1 or 2 games more than Powassan has, but you get the sense that the teams in the West are generally stiffer competition than the teams in the East, at least this year so far.
Yeah, the West has been pretty good for the past couple of years. You know, the Greater Sudbury Cubs, once again, another great team. They're 10-1-0 on the season, but they're 1 loss, coming 3-1 to the Powassan Voodoos at the NOJHL Showcase a week ago, and probably one of the most complete games I've seen the Powassan Voodoos play in a little while. So the Voodoos, and again, that's saying something when you're saying, probably one of the most complete games that the Voodoos have played. They're still 7-2 on the season, so I mean, 7-2-0-1, I should say. They have a shootout loss on the year as we get ready for the players to come on ice. But either way, I think if you're head coach Peter Goulet, you're pretty happy with the start to the season so far for the Voodoos.
I would think so, and based on that game in the showcase, it looks like the Voodoos can pretty well hang with anybody in this league. So,
speaking of Voodoos, they had a bit of a milestone a couple of games ago. Josh Dale got his 200th game, winning his 200th game behind the bench as a coach with the Voodoos. That win came in the 3-1 victory for Powassan, and very big milestone for the 7-year coach here, who's also moonlights as a manager at the Ontario Northland Railway, so got to give him his props where props are due, I guess.
Absolutely.
The Voodoos themselves are looking for their 300th win as a team. They have 297 wins this week, and guess what? They play 3 games this week. So they can play French River today, they play Elliott Lake on Friday, and they play Sioux Thunderbirds on Saturday. So they could win their 300th game on Saturday. However, we are going to get ready here for the national anthem here at the Powassan Sportsplex. So we'll be back after Tim Scarrow sings the Canadian and American national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly screaming, and the rockets' red flag, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, like star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the God keep our land, glory, earth, and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on God.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex as we get ready for this game between the French River Rapids and the Powassan Voodoos, and the two national anthems are played. I'll give you your starting goaltenders real quick. We have Brady Dyer starting in net for the French River Rapids. He's 1-5 on the season with a .662 goals against average and a save percentage of .852. Although he looked very good in the showcase in Sudbury. Starting in net, a name that might be new to Powassan Voodoos fans, that's Tyson Wilcox. He's getting his first start of the season. His first, of course, because he has been sitting behind Daniel DeRoccolo and Miles Gordon. Last year he had a .274 save percentage with the Greater Kingston Gales U18 AAA team. As we get set here for opening faceoff at the Powassan Sportsplex, Brad.
Excited to see what Wilcox brings to the table here.
Should be interesting indeed as we're underway. The Powassan Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left this period. The French River Rapids in their road whites are going left to right. Quick shot on net by the Voodoos onto Dyer, and is turned aside. Shields tries to knock it in on net. Comes around. The Voodoos with some excellent pressure here early as the puck comes near side. As it's going on the near side half wall. McLean, the big defenseman, back in Voodoos green after attending Ottawa 67's camp. Came back just in time for the showcase. Now it's to Case, whose brother Nick played here a couple of years ago. It's a family affair here in Powassan, of course. Coming out of his own zone, that's Schneider. Tries to get out, throws the puck down the ice. Wilcox showing his teammate Sturge where the puck is going. Gets it over to Turner. Turner, cross ice quickly for Lemke. Lemke, up the ice for Smetham. Smetham, cross ice, sits in the back of the net. Caden Dubroy. And the Voodoos are in flight here early in the first period.
And that play started in the neutral zone with a beautiful play by Lemke. What vision he had to make that backhand saucer pass from the red line just to the blue line as the Voodoos streaked in 2-on-1 to bury that one. Heads up pass by Lemke.
Caden Dubroy, the pride of Sudbury, Ontario, with his second goal of the season. And like you said, a good heads-up play by Lemke. What a great passing play that actually started from Mason Rotundo in his own zone. French River tries to flip the puck into Voodoos territory. Wilcox gets his first touch as he taps the puck into the corner. Far side now. McCarthy chasing after it. Now the puck's on the near side. Haslam takes a shot. First real shot on Wilcox as he kicks that one aside. And now McCarthy down the ice. Now coming in, a good chance there by Zach Turner, but the big American cannot get a shot away. Thompson in the neutral zone. Flips it back to his teammate McClellan. Now it's up to McCarthy. McCarthy skates after it in the neutral zone, flips around his man, and he's able to get into French River territory. However, the Rapids recover. French River in their own zone. Plays the puck down the ice. Going for a bit of a skate with it now. That's Mason, a former North Bay Trapper. And the puck's flipped out of Voodoos territory into the neutral zone. Carr flipped it back in. McClellan got a piece of it, but not enough, so now it's into the corner. McClellan fanning on his pass up ice to McMillan. And McMillan finally gets it down to McLean. McClellan, McMillan, and McLean all getting a touch of the puck there.
Some tongue twisters here.
Now we just need McCarthy grabbing it too.
Yeah.
McMillan on the far side battles for the puck. He comes out to the neutral zone, but it pops over the stick of his man, and McMillan's off to the races. On the far side corner, battling for puck possession. Owen Smetham in there along with Justin Russo. Justin Russo has his pocket picked, and now going the other way, French River flips it into Voodoos territory. That'll, however, go for icing as Alexander Case is there for the first non-goal whistle of this one.
Well, we've seen some action here in the first 2+ minutes, almost 3 minutes of play here. We've seen the Voodoos actually have 2 great chances on net. One of them landing up at the back of the net here so far. So Voodoos look to have some jump.
They do indeed, as face-off one back, Beatty flipped it behind the net. Now Russo battles for it. The former captain of the U18 Trappers last season. Great North U18 League MVP as well. Shot on net just goes wide by Caleb Dawson. Dawson scored the first goal in that 5-0 victory against the French River Rapids. Rather poetically scoring the first goal of the season for the Powassan Voodoos. His dad, of course, general manager of this team. As we'll get a nice call here.
And got his second goal of the season last game against the Elliott Lake Vikings.
Yeah.
Put him up to 2 on the year now.
I wonder if they should just call them the Blind River Vikings at this point, because that's where they're playing, because they can't play in Elliott Lake right now because their arena's been closed. But there's already one Blind River team, so.
Yeah, don't need a second one just yet.
McCarthy skates around in his own zone, flips it to the middle for Shields. And now the puck's back out, or rather, we're going to get our first penalty call here from Adam Morrell, the referee, as he kept his hand up, but it was actually Darren Long who called the hooking call against Darby McCarthy. So the Voodoos will find themselves penalized here. Just over 3 minutes gone in the first period.
Get our first look at the Powassan Voodoos penalty kill here. I don't have the stats pulled up, but
it's been pretty good, I can tell you that.
Wilcox is looking to face his first shot on goal this game, so we'll see if he can get his first piece of action here.
He did kick the puck away, but they didn't deem it an official shot. As now Shields is able to get the puck down the ice. And that'll be Mason chasing after it. Mason from behind his own net. Stops up. Gets around Shields, and now he goes for a bit of a skate. Gains the red line, flips it in. Case chasing after it. Tries to chip it out, kept in by Mason. Tried to flip it back on net, but he fanned on it. Now Shields gets to it, hits the glass, sends it down the ice. Schulist and Mason. Or rather, Jansa picks it up. Jansa, quick pass up the ice for Clayton. And now Turner chases after it in his own zone, finds it. Nearly takes out his man Thompson, but he still gets the puck down the ice.
Nice diving deflection by Thompson there to get the kill, and we're about a minute gone on this power play so far.
Schulist had the puck hop over his stick, had to go back to get it, and because of that, the team ended up going offside on that play. So a bit of a broken play there for French River. And as you said, minute gone here on the power play.
Sorry, I just had to clear my throat there.
How dare you? Puck back into the neutral zone by French River. They try to chip it in. Sturge tried to stand his man up, but Turner gets to it now in his near side corner, battling with Jesse Lefebvre. Puck flipped out of the zone. Bisdell after it. Now it's to Carr. Carr picks up the puck in his own zone, looks for some options, leaves it for Bisdell. Bisdell behind his net. The high man here for Powassan, the former French River Rapid, Chase Thompson, from Powassan. Coming back to Powassan via trade last year. Lefebvre taking a shot, and that one hits the stanchion and bounces back in. You don't see that too often.
Maybe a bit of an ill-advised clear attempt right up the middle there, and it ends up resulting in a chance on net for French River.
Yeah. Still no official shot against Wilcox. Of course, if you got a piece of that one while it was way up in the air, I'd be pretty surprised. Russo can't get the puck past the blue line. Shot comes in. There's the first official shot now for Wilcox, as he kicks that one into the corner. Puck back to the point now. Bisdell looks for another chance, gets it near side to Carr. Carr walks in, takes another shot. Big blocker saved by Wilcox, and the puck is out, and that should do it here on the man advantage for French River. Lefebvre, as McCarthy comes out of the box, nearly grabs it off his stick, and now Greshachev just throws it in. Wilcox touches that one. Russo up the ice for Reese Smetham. Gets around his man. Now he can't get past the guy in the green sweater, though, as him and Darby McCarthy collide at the blue line. McCarthy gains the red line. Doesn't get very far, though. He's now coming off the bench. Was Case, nearly resulted in a breakaway there, but now the big defenseman McLean goes in. McLean skating around the net. Back to the point. Another chance there. Big save by Dyer. As the Voodoos buzzing a little bit there. McLean, more of a defensive defenseman, but you can see him get up in the rush every so often, and he's a big body that you don't want to knock off the puck.
Big and fast.
He is.
It's going to be tough for probably 98% of the kids on this ice on the French River team to knock him off the puck at any point.
Lemke taking hard into the boards. Has the puck knocked off his stick, and now McMillan battling behind the net. It does come out. French River gets to it. That was Christopoulos. Now another chance, kicked aside from Sturge by Dyer. And the puck on the near side once again, skating back out. Back to the point, Case takes a shot. That one's blocked. Christopoulos gets a piece of it and sends it down the ice. Chase Thompson back in his own zone. Thompson with the puck. Has it nearly knocked off his stick, but he's able to get it down to the French River zone. And French River recovers. However, they send it all the way down the length of the ice. And with just under 7 minutes gone here in this first period, the Voodoos lead 1-0, and they'll get another offensive draw here in French River territory.
Heads up play by Thompson on the Voodoos there, coming through the neutral zone. He ended up getting checked as he approached the red line and had the wherewithal to turn, spin, and kind of backhand the puck down into French River territory and out of trouble. That could have been a turnover.
Puck flipped up high and out of French River territory. French River recovers in the Voodoo zone. Now McClellan gets to it, though, however. Back out for Bisdell. Bisdell turns and fires and gloved off the ice by Wilcox. Once again, the goaltender getting his first NOJHL start here.
Looking calm, cool, and collected so far.
So far, he's faced 3 shots. Like you said, calm, cool, collected.
Yeah, seems to be pretty calm back there, and the defense around him doing a good job keeping the puck away from him for the most part.
Far side now, Shields in his corner. Flips it near side to Turner. Turner up the ice for McCarthy. McCarthy tries to throw it on net, nearly hurt Turner. Now the puck onto the far side. And now that was Rotundo that chased after it. Puck still in the rapid zone, but not for long as Turner flips it right back down the ice for Rotundo. Rotundo down, gets a piece of McCarthy. McCarthy's going to have to chase after it. He takes a big hit.
Wow.
And that's going to draw a penalty here for interference, as that was definitely a textbook interference call if I've ever seen one there.
Laid the hit before the puck was even close to him.
Yeah. That's Garand going off for 2 minutes or less if the Voodoos are able to get a goal here on their power play. McCarthy just was skating up trying to get to the puck, and Garand just stopped up and threw the body.
Very nice hit. You just didn't time it very well.
No. It was a clean hit for sure.
Yeah.
But now the Voodoos are going to have a chance here. And the wonderful stanchion of the Powassan Sportsplex is back, where I can't see what time's left as McMillan walks in. They score! And the stanchion doesn't matter as McMillan gets his second of the season.
Fine piece of creativity there. Gathered the puck off the face-off. Deked out about 3 French River Rapids and found his way to the right circle, bottom of it, and fired it under Brady Dyer.
Goal scorer's goal by Matthew McMillan.
That was crafty.
Looked like he turned something from nothing. As now the Voodoos are being told, no, too late. You tried to change your players. Russo was going to go off for Turner, but they're being told otherwise. As I was alluding to, though, the stanchion here really cuts off the power play time for the Voodoos from our vantage point, so we can never tell how much time's left. But again, didn't matter when you score like 8 seconds into the power play.
Don't have to worry about it.
Another chance on net, glove down by Wilcox. And that one stopped, so
4 shots on net he's faced so far, and none of them have been good chances for French River. The Voodoo defenders are doing a very good job of keeping French River to the outside, the shots all coming from afar.
Grushachev coming in for a draw. And it's Tucker Shields of the Voodoos on the glove side of Wilcox, near side to the broadcast. And it's one to McLean. McLean stopping up behind his net, has Lefebvre giving him pressure. And now the big defender goes for a big skate. McLean leaving it for Turner. Turner with a shot. That one's blocked. And a chance goes into the corner. Cross ice. Kept in by Shields as the puck was ping-ponging around everybody. And now French River Haslam has it into the Voodoo zone. Haslam to the center of the ice. Can't convert on a pass. Now Lefebvre tried to keep it in. Running into former line mate Caleb Dawson in the process, who's able to get the puck back to Sturge. Down the ice once again. Now a good chance here for Scholist. Scholist couldn't get a shot away, but the puck is bouncing around in the slot area. And now Lemke comes away with it. Lemke hit his man Dubroy. Dubroy scoring the first goal here this evening. Early in the game, but now it's 2-0 Powassan still here before the halfway mark of this first period. And now we'll get a hand pass call and another stoppage here.
French River just one win on the year, like we mentioned earlier, but they do have some skilled forwards. Schulist just made a gorgeous play in the Powassan zone to get a chance. He was hit by the defender for Powassan before he could get a real good shot on net, but Kraft able to play in the O-zone there for French River and Schulist.
Down the ice, Carr into Voodoos territory. Kicked aside by Wilcox. Now McMillan. Cross ice to Owen Smetham. Smetham flips the puck in for McMillan. McMillan behind the net. Finds Smetham. Smetham shoots. Chance there. Don't know if it hit a body or it got to Dyer. Now another chance out to the point. Turned aside by a French River defender as the puck never got on net. Now going down the ice, Rotundo in a foot race. And he will win out against Melsness as it just missed Wilcox's net. So now we're going to get another icing call here going against the French River Rapids.
And that looked like it was about to be 3-0 for Powassan there, but French River did a great job selling out, throwing all their bodies in front of the puck, getting the shooting lanes, and prevented a Voodoos shot on net.
Russo in for the draw. Beatty comes in for help as well, along with Caleb Dawson. And the puck is up and over Mike McLean's head. And McClellan will chase after it into his own zone. McClellan leaves it for McLean. McLean loses it to Melsness. Now French River once again with possession. It's flipped down the ice. Haslam at his blue line. Goes cross ice. Now French River on a good chance here. Best chance of the game, but McLean did a good job of getting his stick in the way. And the puck was knocked onto the glass and not on net. Now McLean stops up. Leaves it behind for McClellan. McClellan down the ice. Once again, French River clogging up the neutral zone, so the puck's quickly back into Voodoos territory. Russo in his own territory, tried to get it out, but it came to Dawson. Dawson flips it out. Doesn't get it very far, though. Now McClellan with it. Beatty. Puck just flying everywhere, but it's not going out of Voodoos territory.
Just getting kicked around in the D zone here.
Exactly. McLean now finally takes the puck up and out of the zone. Gets it to Beatty. Beatty, it's off his stick. Down the ice. Now he has to battle with Haslam. Into the near side. Clayton with it. As Case comes in, pinching in, gets it back in for Beatty. Beatty tried to flip it out front. Trying to find Shields. And now it's to Clayton. Clayton lost it to McCarthy. McCarthy tried to get around his man, but it came out to the neutral zone for Case. Case walks in, takes a quick shot. Turned aside by the butterfly of Dyer. Now Shields with it. Shields twisting and turning. Gets it in for McCarthy. McCarthy turns and fires well wide of the net. Back to Haslam. And the puck is down the ice.
Some extracurriculars there with Clayton and McCarthy jawing at each other for a good 15 seconds there after an awkward hit into the sideboards.
And McCarthy is the one that drew the interference call earlier. Case goes for a skate, turns back around, loses the forechecker of French River. Now back to Lemke. Lemke walks in, flips it on net, it just goes slowly to Dyer, and he's just going to cover that one up. And we've reached the midpoint of our period. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break here on the front line at some point, and we'll be back on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex here, as the Powassan Voodoos currently lead the French River Rapids 2-0. Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Brad Brooks at the Sportsplex on a somewhat warmish fall day outside in October. Well, not warm, but I mean warm compared to what January is going to be, yet it's freezing cold inside the Sportsplex.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be outside at the moment. Can we call the game from the roof or something? Or
Yeah, you outside in the rain? Hey, why not? Lemke wins the draw back. It's kept in by Rotundo. And now the Voodoos once again on the attack in the French River zone. Puck on the far side. Flipping around French River. Slowly down the ice. It's knocked up in the air to Lefebvre. Lefebvre on the far side corner. Goes behind the net. Reese Smetham with it. Now he's just going to pin it against the boards, and there's two white jerseys in there battling for it, but it's the green jerseys that come away with it. Rotundo down for Smetham, who bats the puck out of the air, nearly got away with it. And now Lefebvre tries to get around Lemke. Lemke flips it right back in, and Dyer out to play it. Leaves it for his man, and that's Koulis. Koulis from his own zone. Goes cross ice to Jansa, flip down looking for Lefebvre. Feels like Lefebvre's been on the ice for a hot minute. Now Jansa battling on the far side. McLean coming away with the puck once again. Decides to go for a bit of a rush, but he has the puck knocked off his stick. And French River can't get it past McLean at the blue line. Flip back in for Owen Smetham. Now behind the net. Comes out front. Thompson with a shot. Turned aside by Dyer. Although Thompson couldn't get all of his strength behind that one. Smetham in his own zone. Down the ice for Thompson. Thompson has the puck knocked away from him. Smetham tries to juke his way around to check, and he does. And the puck goes wide. Kind of looking like a former Viking, Dalvin Cook out there. As he did a little spin move. Mason.
I'll give him a perfect 10 on the form.
To Bisdell. Bisdell cross ice. Another chance. Might have hit Wilcox, but it hit the end boards, I can tell you that for sure.
You could hit his pad. That might have been the first real nice save Wilcox has had to make this game.
Another chance here as Lemke goes for a skate, gets it to Thompson. Thompson looking back for a defender, but instead the pass goes out of the zone. Rotundo gets to it, flips it down the ice. Dyer stops it up, and now the puck's on the near side wall. Beatty chasing after it. Now with Dawson out there as well. Dawson tries to come away with the puck, but it's knocked away from him. Going the other way is French River. Carr with possession in the Voodoos territory. Gets it back to Jansen. Jansen with the shot. That one was tipped by Mason. And another chance saved by Wilcox.
You know, you can only do so much as a goalie when your own defenseman is tipping the puck in on you, changing the speed, changing the look of it. So good composure by Wilcox there.
Very much so. Jansen on the far side. Puck finally finds a Voodoo player and is dumped down the ice. And the Voodoos will go for a quick change here. Beatty chasing the puck down. Now gets to Melsness. Melsness walking the blue line. Goes back into the neutral zone. Tried to get it to Koulis, but Koulis had the puck knocked off his stick by Russo. Russo flipped the puck back in deep now for McCarthy. McCarthy chasing the puck around at the end wall. And now McCarthy loses a stick, but he picks it back up. Going down the other way once again. Schulis takes another shot. He hit the post. And out of play. As what a shot by Melsness there. Beat Wilcox, but he couldn't beat the iron.
Absolute howitzer. That Schulis, he's got a shot. That went, he actually sent that through the legs of the Voodoo defender. So I'm not sure how much of it Wilcox saw, but you're right. It got lucky to hit the crossbar on him.
Carr, another shot, gloved down by Wilcox.
Wilcox just trying to slow things down here a little bit, let the Voodoos recover, regain their composure a little bit after a couple little rushes by the French River Rapids here.
Yeah, French River coming on a little strong here in the last couple of minutes.
Starting to get look like they want to get back into this game here.
Yeah, it looked like the Voodoos were going to run away with it. 2 quick goals in this one, and that's where it's sat here for the rest of this period.
Still at 2-0, 4.5 to go in the first.
Shields, near side, has the puck taken away from him, but it gets to Case. Case to McCarthy. McCarthy cross ice for Turner, a little bit too hot for him to handle off his skate, and he has to chase after it. Now puck flipped back out for Clayton. Clayton sends it in. Wilcox on the cross ice tried to grab it, but it went under his skate. hit from behind in the Voodoos end on a Voodoos player. Now returns the favor and knocks down a French River player. Now McCarthy running into Turner. Just not in sync, those two right now. However, if you want to see them in sync, check out the new Frontline podcast this week. Two of them are guests this week. Anywhere you can stream your podcasts. Haslam with a shot kicked away by Wilcox. Puck flipped back out to Lemke. Lemke now. Or rather McLean to Rotundo. Rotundo down the ice to Mason. Mason in the Voodoo zone. Tries to flip it back on net. McLean blocking that one. Decides to go for a skate. Lemke now. Stops up. Tried to find Smetham. Middle of the ice. Now comes out to Lemke. Lemke in tight. Smetham scores. It may have just hit a body and gone in. And I think, no, they are going to go with Reese Smetham here. As number 19 picks up number 2 on the season. As he was able to knock in the Lemke chance. And it's now 3-0 Powassan.
So it was actually, from my angle, it looked like, who's 20?
Lemke.
Cameron Lemke. He could have taken the shot, chose to pass across crease for the tap in. That was actually a very, very pretty pass.
Very pretty pass indeed. Lemke now picking up 2 assists so far in this game. On the first and the third goal. And just when French River was turning things on, the Voodoos tried to snuff it out right there with another goal. Smetham tried to find it out front. Instead it goes to the blue line. Case kicks it back in, and he chases after it. Near side wall. Puck to Thompson as he tried to keep it in. But the puck came out and he flipped it right back into territory. Koulis with it behind his own net. Finds Christopoulos off ice. It's sent back in. Jaden Sturge coming for it. Flips it around behind him to Thompson. Thompson down the ice to Smetham. Smetham. Owen, I should say, the younger brother to Reese. Now the puck down the ice and Bisdill gets to it. But he is well offside, so the referee, or linesman rather, calls that play dead.
Offside by a step or two. Going back to that goal, that pass by Lemke, cross crease, very hard to pick up on that. That looks like one of those cutesy little passes that you try and make in men's league and they just never work. It just happened to work for him here.
Russo in for the draw. And it's won by French River, but can't get past Jaden Sturge, who knocks it back in for Beatty. Beatty chasing back after it, as now it's to Russo. Russo in the corner. Tried to get it out to Beatty. Beatty back to the point for Sturge. Sturge threw it on net. Russo with a tip, and that one just went wide of the net. Dyer didn't see it until the last second. Puck on the near side rather. Beatty to it. Goes cross ice looking for Rotundo. But instead, the Voodoos get back to it. Beatty with a shot off a good pass by Dawson. And now Dawson throws it out front again. It's kept in by Rotundo. Rotundo flipping it back in for Beatty. Beatty looking out front. Gets to Russo. Russo wound up with the shot. Couldn't get it to go. Another chance. Dawson scores! Caleb Dawson is third of the season here. Puts the Voodoos up 4-0.
And he's got goals in 2 straight now. This play is a result of the Voodoos just hemming the French River Rapids into their zone for a good minute there. Constant pressure. French River couldn't clear. They had multiple attempts to do so. And Caleb Dawson buries a loose puck at the side of the net to make it 4-0.
I was just thinking that too, just before the goal scored, that wow, this fourth line has really kept French River in their own zone. And it resulted in a goal. Kind of like the new NHL game where you can get the pressure meter now.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happened there with French River almost.
Pretty much. They had to be tired. They were hemmed in for a while there.
Puck to McClellan. McClellan flipping it down the ice. Finds McCarthy. McCarthy tripped up, no call. Just over a minute here left in this period. Now it's to Bisdill. Bisdill down back into his own zone. That was Haslam, went cross ice. Now, walking down the ice is French River. Sent in, Garand. Knocked aside by Wilcox. Flipped around far side. Grishnachev sent it back in from McClellan. Now near side from McLean. Back up from McClellan to Reese Smetham. Smetham picking up a goal here in this period already. Throws it on net. Sharp angle shot comes back out to Case. Case takes another shot. Knocked down. Back to the blue line by Lemke. Thrown on net. Dyer gets a hold of it. And he's going to cover it up.
And it's all Dyer could do at this point just to try and stop the bleeding for French River and get into the intermission and maybe try and regroup and see if French River can come out a little stronger in the second.
Well, I've said it before about Brady Dyer on this broadcast even. He, his numbers don't look great, but he usually keeps French River in it until the third period, and it kind of gets overwhelming. This is a rare occurrence where the Voodoos have gotten to him early and continue to get to him early, where it's now 4-0 here, and we haven't even played a full 20 minutes of play yet. Back to McMillan. McMillan takes another shot off the draw, and Dyer gets to it. Thompson skating in, the former teammate, but the linesman comes in and says, hey, let's not get too close. Although, like I said, Thompson and Dyer were teammates in French River at the start of last season. Christopoulos with the puck. No, he missed it, too, so it's to Sturge. Sturge. Cross ice to Case. Case up for Thompson. Last little rush here for Powassan as Thompson tries to get the puck in to the middle of the ice. Now it's to Christopoulos. Christopoulos tries to flip it down the ice. 4 seconds left here in the period, and it does come out, so that should do it here. As McMillan sends it back to Sturge, and it will do it here. 4-0 Powassan after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal 13-8 as well in Powassan's favor. And Brad, before we go to break, I'll get your final thoughts here on the second period, or on the first period rather, sorry.
Well, there definitely were times where the French River Rapids looked to be looking to sustain a little bit of pressure. They had some chances. Wilcox has had to be sharp for Powassan so far. But you're right, it's all Voodoos so far, 4-0.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Grant comes out, the backup goaltender for this one in the second period, or if they stay with Dyer. Dyer seems to be Paul Frastaglio's guy in net. He usually goes with him, and that's the, of course, coach, general manager, and owner of the French River Rapids. So the man who does it all, Paul Frastaglio, as we'll go to a quick break here, and we'll be back on the other side of the intermission here on the front line. I'm Courtney Kenny, and he's Brad Brooks.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex here for period number 2 of the Powassan Voodoos versus the French River Rapids. And we do have a change in net for the Rapids, as it is Elijah Grant now in net for French River, as Brady Dyer was the goaltender in the first period, letting in 4 goals on 13 shots in that period. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Brad Brooks, as we welcome you back in here. And of course our camera operator for Flow Hockey, Mike Brown, who celebrated a birthday last week. Happy birthday, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Happy birthday.
And, yeah, what do we think of that first period, Brad? I know I asked you kind of for your last thoughts before we went, but what did you like of that first period for Powassan?
Well, I like the goaltender change. French River is looking to see if they can get a spark here. And you come into this game, you know you're facing a high-powered Powassan squad. Dyer came in 6.62 goals against, 852 save percentage. A lot of that, I mean, he looked pretty good. He made the saves he sort of had to make. You have to imagine a lot of that is kind of chalked up to the team in front of him. Grant comes in. He's leading the way, actually, in stats. He's got a 4.9 goals against and 908 save percentage for French River. So we'll see what he can do.
He's definitely had some good numbers and some solid starts as well for French River, although French River still only with 1 win on the year. And Dyer, the goaltender of record on that one, as we're underway here in the second period. Powassan in their home greens are going left to right this period. And French River in their road whites are going right to left as the puck is quickly into Rapids territory. Shields with a quick shot, turned aside, or rather missing the net, as he just turned and fired. He scored a goal that way against the Cubs a week ago at the showcase. And now McCarthy blows a tire, and the puck is down for McLean. McLean into his own zone. They're trying to shake him off the puck.
He's
hard
just
to do.
Strong on the puck.
Yeah, very hard to do when you're about a foot or a head, an entire head above most players in this league. Shot on net by McLean, turned aside by Grant.
And he probably has about 50 pounds on most of these players, too.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to go into a corner with him, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
Tyson Wilcox, the goaltender for the Powassan Voodoos, getting his first ever NOJHL start, if you're just joining us. He played last year in Kingston, U18 AAA.
He's 8 saves into this game, and he looks solid so far.
He does indeed. Also, if you're just joining us again, 4-0 right now for the Voodoos after 20 minutes and change played. And the puck's down the ice. And we'll give you a recap of the goals here on their first whistle, as there's a few of them to go into it, as another shot turned aside by Grant from McMillan. And that is the first whistle, yes indeed. Scoring just over a minute and 2 seconds, in fact, was Caden DuBroy, his second of the year, assisted by Reese Smetham and Cameron Lemke. Later, Matthew McMillan and Chase Thompson scoring to make it 2-0. McMillan's second of the year, assisted by Chase Thompson and Justin Russo. Then Reese Smetham getting his second of the year, assisted by Cameron Lemke and Caden DuBroy. And less than 2 minutes later, Caleb Dawson with his third, assisted by Justin Russo and Nick Beattie. So Russo already got 2 assists on the day. Smetham 2 points, a goal and assist. Lemke 2 assists. DuBroy a goal and assist. So lots of, as they say, point night.
Type of game where you can come in and hope to pad your stats a little bit.
I will never forget a few years ago. French River's had a couple of good years now in a row. They made the playoffs the last 2 years, but I'll never forget when I used to do public address here, standing in the visitors' penalty box, and Gregory Trudeau-Paquette, one of the best all-time Voodoos players. He was only here for 1 year. He put up 80-plus points in his time, and every time the French River would come to town, he'd skate by the bench after a big goal and yell at the French River bench, "It's point night, boys!" Because French River, well, you can guess, weren't very good that year. But they've turned it around as a team. Well, this year off to a tough start, but they've turned it around, making the playoffs 2 years in a row, like I've said, here in the East Division of the NOJHL. Puck down the ice. Greg Trudeau-Paquette, as that's going to go for icing, as the puck bounced out front in a good shooting area for Melsness. But
I thought Melsness might have won that race. He should have had a shot on net there.
That would have been a very dangerous chance there, but a quick whistle there on the icing.
He would have been in all alone, too. He does not look happy, but he's still shaking his head about it.
I mean, I can't say I blame him. When your team's only got one win and you're looking to win any type of way or get back into this game.
That's it. Any bounce, you'll take it.
Yeah. Smetham behind the net gets it to DeBroy. Puck back to the point. Kept in by McLean. Now it's Smetham behind the net once again. Flips it into the corner. Reese Smetham goes around on the backhand. Gets it out front. DuBroy with a chance. Grant down on the ice. Gets to the puck, but instead is taken away by Reese Smetham. And the puck continues to be live. DuBroy, near side wall, lost the puck. It's flipped to the blue line. McClellan kept it in and flips it right back in deep for DuBroy. DuBroy, sharp angle shot, turned aside by Grant. Another chance. And that was McLean on the far side on the rebound, but that one also turned aside by Grant.
Good composure by Grant to make a strong save in the left side of his crease, then kick across and make another one on the right side.
Puck down the ice. There's no contesting that one. His case well and away ahead of that one, so another icing call here. And I said this at the showcase when I saw Grant's equipment. That's all black. And I remember a few years ago when Corey Crawford went black with the Chicago Blackhawks with his pads. There's just something about black pads that looks great on goaltenders.
It's intimidating, too.
It is.
Coming down on that, he looks like a pro.
He does. He just needs a painted helmet. Dyer's got a painted helmet. Puck down onto the near side. Melsness back out on the ice. As now battle on the near side. As Dawson trying to come away with the puck. Russo in there as well. In this game, Dawson has a goal. Russo a couple of points. Again, puck still stuck up against the wall. He comes back out to Case at the point. He takes another shot. And that one gloved down by Grant. In this game, there's all three players that made up the top line of the North Bay U18 Trappers. We have Justin Russo and Caleb Dawson for the Voodoos, and Jesse Lefebvre, who's out there right now, number 9 in your programs, maybe number 1 in your heart, depending on if your relation to Jesse Lefebvre as well, was on that top line as well, playing for the French River Rapids. So lots of Trappers connections in this one. Championship team last year in the Great North U18 League.
How about that?
Jansa couldn't get a hold of that one, and now it's back to him. But the puck knocked out of Voodoos territory as Turner battling for it. Turner is flipped back in. Shields chasing after it. Shields near side. Up for McCarthy. McCarthy down the ice. He could have sprung Turner, but it was just out of his reach. And now Mason with it. Flip back in. Rotundo. Good little hook shot. Was able to get it down the ice into Rapids territory. Now McCarthy with it. Nice little sauce pass to Bisdell. Bisdell into Voodoos territory, walking in. Stops up. Tries to get around his man. He nearly did. And now the puck on the near side wall as it's stuck up against the boards once again. 4-0 Powassan leads. Just over 4 minutes gone here in the second period. Shots on goal 18-8 now for Powassan as the referees are going to blow the play dead.
Yeah, they just had it pinned against the in the corner there for an extended period of time, so we'll get a line change here for both squads. And you mentioned Jansa. He is our player of the game for the French River Rapids. Haven't seen really much of him tonight.
No.
Looking to see if he can maybe get a spark, ignite a fire under the collective behinds of his French River squad here.
Well, we'll have to see what's going on as now we have Wonderwall playing here. Again, a bit of an interesting hockey song, I would say. Thompson
We'll pump you up.
takes a shot, turned aside by Grant. Puck does come away, back out front. McLean with it. Back near side for Thompson. Thompson's pass out for McMillan. Couldn't find him. Now McMillan dekes around McLean. As he tries to flip it back in.
Nice move there.
Owen Smetham in deep for Thompson. Back to Smetham. Smetham trying to get around. He does. It's to Case. And Case scores.
Okay, that's one of the prettiest goals you'll see.
Alex Case, his first in the NOJHL here, puts Powassan up 5-0 on a nifty assist by Smetham to get around the net.
What an absolutely gorgeous pass by Smetham. Falling as he kind of goes around the net, makes the pass out front to Case.
5-0 Powassan. You got the feeling with the way that Grant was playing here that you would need something pretty like that to get past him.
That's the only way they're going to beat him, but yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for a guy like Grant to stop a play like that. Gorgeous.
When you have Smetham falling to the ice and the puck still comes out, you just know the hockey gods are against you today.
That's just it.
5-0 Powassan leads 5 minutes into the second period. Lemke wins the puck back. And now Rotundo gets to it. Flips it far side for Sturge. Sturge near side to Rotundo. Rotundo to DeBroy. DeBroy flipping it in. Grant out to play the puck. Looked for Carr, but he wasn't ready for it. And the puck kept in by Rotundo. Former captain of the U16 Trappers from last year. As you can hear, first as a Voodoo, Alexander Case, also his first NOJHL goal. He looked dangerous at the showcase too, especially filling in for the injured Alex Little, who I might as well give you an update on right now. As mentioned, Alex Little, the captain, remains day-to-day with an upper body injury, and Ricci is serving the second game of a 2-game suspension for a hit during the Sioux Thunderbirds versus Voodoos game last Tuesday during the NOJHL showcase. So Ricci will be back for the weekend. Little we're not sure of as of right now.
The classic UBI. Body injury. But that's two defensemen you don't want to be without for too long, though. So it'll be nice to have Ricci back next game, and hopefully Little's not too far off.
Another shot in. Will Cox gloves it down. Yeah, Alex Little only a couple of points away from the all-time lead of point scoring for the Voodoos as a defenseman, coming after Cameron Moore's record.
So it's inevitable at this point. We got a long season ahead of us still, and he's bound to get it.
Yeah, only a couple of points behind. I think he might be only 1 point behind, actually, because we were thinking about it at the Sioux Thunderbirds game, and Cameron Moore's dad happened to be in attendance in Sudbury at the showcase, and then Alex Little went and got injured, and we were like, oh, come on. We're hoping for some history here.
Captain Alex Little. Won't be long until he is all-time leading point getter for a defenseman.
Russo down the ice. Dawson was looking for the rebound off the end wall as Russo and him trying to connect on a play that they worked on quite a bit last year with the Trappers. And it's something that you're able to do at Memorial Gardens. Maybe not so much here at the Sportsplex, but the Trappers played a lot at Memorial Gardens. And you'll see the battalion do it too, where they'll send the puck down the ice, try to knock it off the kick plate, and it'll bounce back out. And that's exactly what Russo was trying to do with Dawson there, but just couldn't work as the puck didn't come out quick enough, and Dawson was just behind the defender.
Dawson just lost the race to Bisdell there, and they had some words for each other coming back up the ice after the icing.
Knowing Caleb a little bit, he's doesn't strike me as much of a chirper. So
You're not surprised, man? Oh, you are.
I am surprised. I am very. He doesn't strike me as much of a chirper.
Okay.
As here he comes now down the ice.
It's a different guy on the ice.
Yeah, it seems like it took an elbow there from Bisdell. No call coming on that one as the two. We'll have to keep an eye on that little rivalry as this game goes on here.
They seem to be going back and forth a little bit here, those two.
And I'm sure you'll see more of this line. They've already scored a goal and a couple of points for Russo as well. Now down the ice, Lefebvre chasing after it. He goes up against Shields. Shields comes away with it though. Tries to flip it up and out of the zone for Dawson. It does come out for Beatty. Beatty walking in. Couldn't get the pass over to Case. Now it's to Mason. Mason flipping it down the ice. Lefebvre gets to it. And Lefebvre leaves it for Jansen. Case picks his pocket. Looks down the ice. Finds Beatty. Beatty walking in. Takes a shot. Grant got a piece of that one into the corner. And McCarthy was right there on the near side to try and tap one home. Now a good chance there. Negated by a good stick by McClellan. Keeping the puck away from Lefebvre, who could have been home free. McCarthy battling far side. Knocked down to the ice. And now once again McClellan keeps it back in with Turner. McCarthy comes away with it. McCarthy leaving it for McClellan. In for Turner. Knocked down. Two bodies on the ice on the far side. Turner battling for the puck as he tries to come away with it. It does come out, but it'll come right to Grant, who's going to cover that one up. And we'll get another stoppage here. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a few Rapids playing with the Trappers, that played with the Trappers in their lineup. Jesse Lefebvre, as mentioned. Jacob McGill He's not in the lineup tonight. Nolan Mason and Abram Snyder, who's also not in the lineup. They all wore the Trappers AAA red, white, and blue. Along with the Voodoos, we talked about a couple, as we're going to get to that here in a moment as play is underway in the offensive zone. Voodoos winning the draw. Back to Case McLean. Shot on goal was turned aside by a Rapids defender. And 8 minutes in here to this period, the Voodoos have one goal in this period to give them a 5-0 lead. Courtney Kenny, Brad Brooks here with you in this one. And cameraman Mike, who celebrated a birthday last week. Happy birthday, Mike.
A little chuckle out of him over there.
Oh, we gave it to him it was a week ago today at the Sportsplex, or at the showcase. We gave it to him good. Caleb Dawson, who was a healthy scratch in that game, actually was sitting in front of us in that one and says to me yesterday, he's like, "You really gave it to Mike, eh?" Because he could hear us the whole game. I said, "Oh, yeah," as we're going to get a nice call here.
What number is it, Mike? 30? How old are you?
He doesn't want to tell us.
He doesn't want to tell. 32.
Hey! Back to the Voodoos with Trappers ties. As mentioned, Mason Rotundo was the captain of the U16 team last year. Justin Russo, the captain of the U18 team. Caleb Dawson, Cameron Lemke comes from there, and Chase Thompson as well. So, keeping it local here, these two teams, as French River not that far away, about an hour and a half away in Noelville, as play is back underway in the near side wall. Clayton comes out of it, walks in, takes a shot, kicked aside by Wilcox, nearly onto the stick of a Rapid player, but it's turned away by the Voodoos and down the ice. Rotundo with it. He's knocked down on the ice. Dubroy, another player from the Great North U18 League, playing for the U18 Nickel Capitals last season. Had a strong showing there and was an affiliate player of the Voodoos last year. He's now blowing a tire as a Voodoos defender, and a good chance there, turned away, and now the Voodoos could have a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Lemke for Smetham. Smetham couldn't get his pass to go cross ice, and now he's walking behind the net with it.
The Voodoos defense is just smothering. If the Rapids player doesn't field it cleanly.
Melsness in. Puck was behind Wilcox, but it's cleared away by Powassan. Sorry, Brad, as you were saying.
No, I let you in there. If the Rapids players aren't fielding the puck cleanly in the O-zone and they don't get a chance to get a clean shot away, the Voodoos are all over them and stealing it before they even have a chance to do much with it. So if the Rapids want to get anything going here, they're going to have to be a little bit cleaner with their puck control, with their puck handling, and with their passes.
Voodoos are a very strong defensive team this year, for sure.
They look like it.
Keeping the Greater Sudbury Cubs, one of the offensive juggernauts in the league, to one goal last week. Very impressive stuff by the Voodoos. Now McLean goes for a skate, loses the puck at his blue line though. Kept in by French River. Another shot, gloved down by Wilcox. And someone sign him up for first base in North Bay Men's League, because he's doing pretty good with that glove, Brad. As we're going to reach our mid-period break here. So, with that being said, we'll once again be back on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex. Courtney Kenny and Brad Brooks here in attendance for you, for those people that can't be home or at the game. And as we talk about good defensive teams, the Powassan Voodoos currently lead the league with the least amount of goals allowed at 24. The next closest team is the Blind River Beavers at 26. So, it's pretty tight, but the Voodoos, we talk about how good defensively they've been. Of course, they've also played 2 less games than the Beavers. But to lead the league in goals allowed, with the least amount, is pretty impressive.
Well, that would also explain the goals against average and the save percentage you see out of Daniel Duracolo so far, the Voodoos starting goaltender. He's having an unbelievable start to this year. A sub-2 goals against average and a .953 save percentage.
He's been unbelievable. We actually talk about it on the podcast. I won't give it away. Who's had the more impressive start for local goalies, Daniel Duracolo or Dom DiVincentis?
How do you pick one? They've both looked unbelievable so far.
Well, and it's also comparing apples to oranges. One plays in the NOJHL, one plays in the OHL.
It's just a slightly different competition they're facing, but either way, they're both putting up absolutely insane numbers so far to start the year. They both look great.
Dawson, near side, takes a hit. I'll give you a bit of a spoiler for my line of thinking, because I turned it back on Ben Sargent and said, well, is this the best version of Dom DiVincentis that we've seen so far this season?
Ooh. I mean, when you win goalie of the year in the OHL last year, I don't know if he can really top that, but he looks like he might be doing that this year so far.
Now the Winnipeg Jets have themselves a gem with him and Thomas
Do
Miller.
they ever?
Puck out to the neutral zone. Dawson goes for a skate with it. Walks in, takes a shot. Tried to hide it behind Carr. Good thinking on that one, but it's blocked aside by Grant, who saw that puck coming. Trying to use his own man as a screen. Smart play there. Puck to Mason. Mason in the neutral zone, walks into the Voodoos territory and is turned aside. Another chance in on Wilcox, but it's taken away by Russo before it gets there. Delayed penalty coming to the French River Rapids. We haven't seen special teams in this one since the Voodoos scored like 8 seconds into their first man advantage. McCarthy now for Turner. Turner takes a shot, hit the side of the net as that one was kicked aside by Grant. Another chance, another save by Grant. And we'll get a stoppage here, and we'll see what the call is. It looks like it's high sticking. We'll be going against the French River Rapids.
We've seen about 8 seconds of the Powassan Voodoos power play unit here this game, so hopefully here well, I don't know if you're hoping for a quick goal or not, but likely here we'll see a bit of an extended look at the Powassan Voodoos power play unit. And just getting back to Dom DiVincentis for 1 second. I know we're doing a Voodoos game, but DiVincentis... Oh, sorry, they're about to start up play. I'll let you back in here, Courtney. I'll get back to what I was going to say.
Well, just to give everyone a quick line of thinking here, the Voodoos, as we get a shot here, turned aside by Grant, the Voodoos are 9th in the league on the power play entering this game at 18.8%. 9th out of 12 teams. Not necessarily a good look, but they have had their chances for sure, or not many chances, I should say, on the man advantage. Case, near side for Turner. Turner twisting and turning. Loses the handle on it. Now the puck goes far side for Shields. Shields flipping it in for Turner. Turner on the far side wall. Gets it out for McCarthy. Back to Shields. Shields takes the shot. Missed the net. Now Case near side takes a shot hitting the side of the net. Trying to get to the rebound before Grant could get across. Shields flips it back in for Turner. Now the stanchion coming into effect as the Voodoos have been on the power play a little bit longer. I can just tell you there's over a minute. I can't see the back two numbers. Puck knocked around. McCarthy tried to get it back to the blue line. He does to Lemke. Lemke threw it back into the corner. Turner hacking at it. And the puck comes back for Lemke. Lemke just pinching in, knocks it around. And the puck is out into the corner. They can't get past Lemke. Voodoos with great possession here on the man advantage. Lemke throws his man down. And now it's in deep for Turner. Less than a minute on the man advantage. Back to Shields. Shields kicked aside by Grant. Back for Turner. To the point for Shields. Shields with another chance. That one missing the net. Back to Case now. Lemke with another shot. That one was deflected wide. And the puck finally comes out for French River, but will they be able to get a change? One guy will go off. And now McLean walking into the zone. Back over for Russo. Near side for Lemke. Lemke was turning. Tried to get a shot away. But no shot can get on net. Now near side to McLean. McMillan, rather. And make it 6-0 now for the Voodoos with their second power play goal of the game.
The passing that we've seen out of the Voodoos this game is just something else. That saucer pass from Thompson out of the corner, out front to McMillan. I mean, when you've got all kinds of room like that, you're not gonna miss that. McMillan had the entire the right side of the net to shoot at. What a gorgeous pass out of the corner.
Gorgeous pass indeed from McMillan, who gets a second of the game. That's going to be his third of the season. And just to kind of put it in perspective, even though the Voodoos are clipping along at 18.8%, they have the least amount of power plays on the season. At 32 right now for the year. As sorry about that, as the Voodoos have only gotten 32 power play opportunities on the season, and that is by far and away the least amount of chances, as Sudbury's the next least power play opportunities with 38 on the year, but they're clipping along with the league best 36.8% in this one. 6-0 Powassan leads now on another power play marker here. Again, 2 for 2 with the man advantage in this one. 5.5 minutes left in this period. Another chance turned aside by Wilcox as the puck is in Voodoos territory. French River with some pressure now as a sharp angle shot turned aside by a body of a Voodoos player. Now Sturge battling with his man in the corner. Back to the near side, and it's once again smothered by Wilcox. And we'll get another stoppage here as the shots on goal are now 25-12 in favor of the Voodoos as well.
Sorry about that volume issue there. Absolute yard sale over here for me. I realized I had to plug in this computer before.
Oh, yeah, we might need that.
Yeah, we probably need that so we can continue to bring you guys this fine coverage.
Voodoos, on the other hand, though, coming into this game, clipping along at an 83% penalty kill. That's third in the league, as Blind River has an 86.4%. Greater Sudbury at 92.1% on the penalty kill. Wild.
Doesn't really get a whole lot better than that, does it?
Not really. Carr takes a shot, gloved down by Wilcox. However, the rebound did come out. He was able to poke it away. Now near side, once again, Melsness. Rushnichev. Near out to the middle to Koulis. Koulis takes another shot, as we do find them on the penalty kill. It's Sturge. Fuck near side. Flipped in on net. Where is it? It came to the top of the net. Couldn't see where it was. All I could see was that Thompson and Melsness were down in the blue paint.
Shots 25-12 for the Powassan Voodoos at this point. So Tyson Wilcox has had to make 12 saves for Powassan. And about 3 or 4 of them for sure have been very nice. Now sorry, we're up to 14, so he's made 14 saves. I'm sure 4 of them have been glove saves, and his glove hand looks really quick. I've been really impressed with Tyson Wilcox's composure.
First game of the season, the Voodoos were able to shut out the French River Rapids 5-0 on 15 shots. Another chance, there it is. French River gets their first goal against Powassan this season.
I was talking about Wilcox too much.
And this one coming on the power play.
That one's on me.
As they were able to wire it through the Scholas 6 of the season, as on the one-timer he was able to find it and beat Wilcox 5-hole.
Good hard shot there, and all you can really do as a goaltender is square up to it and kind of hope it hits you, and it did not.
Good chance coming on the man advantage there for French River. The only question is it too little, too late? We'll have to find out as the game goes on. Again, 6-1. Powassan leads here with 4.5 minutes left in the second period. There is time. And as a Leaf fan, we all know no lead is safe. McMillan.
You had to.
To Thompson. Over to McMillan. Tried to get a shot away, looking for the hat-trick goal. But he couldn't quite connect on that one. Now it's to McClellan. McClellan flipping it in. It went too high. And the puck is out of play. And there's a souvenir over there for Chris Dawson. But can't seem to find it.
Speaking of the Leafs, they're down 2-0 to Montreal in the second period.
Yeah.
Right now as we shift to some NHL action here.
Jake Allen is starting, so that's painful.
Don't like that. Ottawa's leading Carolina 1-0 to start the second. A couple other games we'll get to later.
Yeah, this is the only game in the NOJHL this evening, so.
Sure is.
All eyes on the league are here in Powassan. French River with some speed down the ice. Turned aside there. Rotundo gets to it. Flips it behind his net, although Scholas comes away with it, but the puck somehow flipped up and hit the wall behind the glass, so that's out of play. And we'll get another stoppage here.
Bit of a slog this period, eh? We've seen a lot of stoppages.
He tried to turn around to make a pass in the corner, but French River with some good pressure knocks the puck down the ice. And now on the near far side, Rotundo battling for it. Flips it down the ice. As the puck will go, no icing will be called though as Lemke gets to it first. Lemke tried to hit the end of the net to try and give the rebound to himself.
Good work by Lemke to get on his horse and beat that icing call out.
Now another chance there as Lemke was going off for a change. The puck came around to him and he was the only one near it, so he stopped up, took a quick shot on net. Grant got a hold of it, and we'll get another stoppage here with 3:22 left in the second period. And as you mentioned, good for Lemke to get on his high horse.
And not that you want to run up the score. You never want to do that and embarrass and insult your opponents. But at the same time, you don't want to let your foot off the gas, right? At the same time, there's still 23 minutes left of this hockey game. And French River, if they start mounting a bit of a comeback here, could start to do some damage.
They can indeed. They are still a dangerous team, although, you know, the results haven't always been there for them this season, but they are a dangerous team. And of course, you know, for some of these guys too, you know, a goal or an assist extra could be the difference between a college looking at you or an OHL team or, you know, somewhere else. So Well, again, you don't want to run up the score. Personal stats do play a bit of a factor here in the NOJHL.
Oh, yeah, you definitely want to get yours when you can. But at the same time, there's nothing to be gained from embarrassing your opponent.
Not at all. 3:01 left in the second period. I'll talk about embarrassing an opponent on the next whistle that happened with the Voodoos team in 2019-20. As, my voice hurt after. Oh, here's a quick whistle, so I might as well get into it.
Let's hear it.
Home opener for the Voodoos that year in 2019-20. They're playing the Rayside Balfour Canadians, who are now the Greater Sudbury Cubs. And the Voodoos came out, and as a public address announcer, you got to introduce each player, their hometown. You're getting excited for each one of them. So your voice hurts from that. The Voodoos were up like 8-0 after the first period. They went on to win that game 11-1, but I had to go get some batteries in the coach's room during that intermission. And as you go to the coach's room, you have to run by the locker room. I stuck my head in the locker room and said, boys, my voice is done. Stop. Like, stop.
I can't call any more goals.
I literally cannot. I mean, at that point, you're just announcing Voodoos' goal. Like, you're not getting excited because, you got to have some respect for the other team.
Right.
But it's like, guys, stop. I'm here for this. I'm enjoying this, but I need to talk tomorrow.
Not much to cheer about with a 10-goal lead, but this is just the fact that they kept making you talk. Stop making me say words.
Yes, words are hard sometimes. We can all attest to that here at the Frontline.
Oh, yes.
McCarthy, although three words keep coming back to my brain, and that's happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
There we go. A week ago. Got to get him a cake.
Now he's ignoring us. He's playing that game.
With the amount of birthdays he's had over the years, with us joking about it, man, the guy's got to be close to his 80s now.
You must feel it, for sure.
Puck down the ice, McLean chasing after it. Neutral zone flipped in. 2 minutes here, just over 2 minutes left in the second period. Voodoos up 6-1. McClellan battling for it, comes away for Lefebvre. Lefebvre gets the puck around his man, chasing after it with Owen Smetham, and now Lefebvre gets a chance, takes the shot. Big hit out front by Smetham, but it's blocked away by Wilcox. Now going the other way, McCarthy leaves it for Thompson. Thompson stopped up, tried to get a shot away, but the puck just rolled away from his stick and he couldn't get a good chance.
Well, they would have had an on-man rush there, but Thompson blew a tire getting to the net.
He did indeed, as now coming away with it was Owen Smetham until he gave the puck away, trying to kick it to his skate, or from his skate to his stick. Now McMillan, near side. Gets around his man, but he goes back behind his net. Tries to come away with it. He does. He's held on to the puck for a while here. Got it up to Thompson, but a good little poke there by Carr got the puck away from him. Thompson does pick it back up. Now it's to the middle of the ice. Another chance there. What a gorgeous passing opportunity there by Sturge to Reese Smetham, as Smetham picks up his second of the game, and that'll also be his third of the season.
One of the nicest displays of passing I think I've seen in a long time. Just pinpoint, precise, quick passes right where they need to be. And the defense and the goaltending for French River just doesn't really have an answer. They don't really have a chance.
No, two great passing plays on two straight goals for the Powassan Voodoos here.
Unbelievable puck movement.
Looking great indeed. 7-1 lead with a minute left in the second period. We'll have to see if tempers might flare up a little bit in this third period or not.
It could get a little chippy as things get, as the score gets farther apart.
Dubroy in the neutral zone.
Speaking of chippy.
Makes a little bit of a hit with a car.
Dubroy on the sideboards here.
Good stick there by McMillan as he was able to stop a breakaway chance with just throwing his stick out and grabbing the puck. Dubroy, middle of the ice to Smetham. Smetham, now the puck down the ice. Another chance coming for French River. Sharp angled shot. He may have held on to that puck for a little bit too long, and the puck went wide of the net for French River. Near side, Wilcox, another chance. French River, point blank, picking up their second goal here. It's now a 7-2 lead for Powassan with 24.4 seconds on the clock.
Well, and you have to wonder, that's that classic goal you give up in the last minute of the period. 24 seconds left. French River gets on the board here again to get it back to within 5. You have to wonder if that gets them a little spark going into the third.
Nolan Mason's third of the season. Getting it past Wilcox as he was almost point blank on that one. French River looked like they had been buzzing a little bit, and they finally were able to get the puck back into the net to give them a little bit of spark at the end of this period with 13 seconds left. trying to mount one last chance. Good stick there by Dawson, negated that passing opportunity, but now Koulis down the ice. Koulis, sharp angle, floated it over the net, and now Beatty to it, but that's going to do it here in the second period in a game in which Powassan has basically dominated in all and every facet of the game. It's now 7-1 for the Voodoos after 40 minutes of play. And Brad, before we go, I'll ask you the same question. Your final thoughts here on the second period.
Pretty much what we thought was going to happen. The Voodoos started to pull away. Like we said, French River did get one back here right in the last minute of the second period, but it's basically been all Voodoos at this point. Wilcox has looked solid. He's made the saves he's had to. But like we saw, you can't give French River's got some skilled forwards, and you can't give them a lot of time and space. When you give that to them, they're dangerous.
They are indeed, as we're just waiting for some score updates, but we'll give them to you at the start of the third period. So with that being said, he's Brad Brooks, I'm Courtney Kenny, Mike Brown, the camera operator. It is not his birthday, but happy birthday anyways, Mike, as we'll go to a quick break here. And we'll be back at the end of the second intermission on the front line.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex here for the start of the third period between the Powassan Voodoos and the French River Rapids as we await the two teams to come back out on the ice. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Brad Brooks. Of course, cameraman Mike down at the end as well for all those people at home watching on Flow Hockey. And, of course, can see what he's doing. If not on YouTube, well, you'll have to take my words and trust me that he's doing a pretty good job with the camera.
He's doing a fine job. You all know I'm not one to be dramatic. The last thing I am is dramatic, but I'm uncomfortable. It's cold in here, so if anyone out there has a parka, feels like coming down to the Powassan Sportsplex, help your boy out.
It is pretty. If you think it's bad now, man, wait till it gets to January because it's rough in here.
I think I'm busy. January, February, March.
I don't blame you. As the referees are about to come back on the ice, but this is the side that has the heat. I've done PA over in the penalty box. There's no heat over there.
Oof.
It's pretty rough, man. Your feet are frozen by the end of the game.
No, thank you.
We'll give you a quick score update on that second period. Nolan Mason kicked off the scoring 25 seconds into the period with his third of the game. I don't think the timing on that is right, but Alexander Case picking up his first, assisted by Owen Smetham and Chase Thompson. And then Matthew McMillan halfway through the period, his third of the season, his second of the game, scored by and assisted by Chase Thompson and Michael McLean. And then later, Matthew Schulis getting his sixth of the game or season, assisted by Nolan Mason and Dominic Bisdill and Reese Smetham with his third of the game or season and his second of the game, assisted by Matthew McMillan and Chase Thompson. 4 goals scored in the first period, 5 goals scored in the second period. Are we going to get 6 here in the third?
I think I can see 6 being scored here. I actually think French River's going to come out with some jump. I have a feeling they're going to get a couple goals here and try and make a game of this thing.
On the man advantage, French River's 1 for 2. Powassan's a perfect 2 for 2 so far in this game. Shots on goal, 28-16 here as we get set here for the third and should be final period of this one between the Voodoos and the French River Rapids in this period. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left as there's a big hit leveled at center ice. And the Rapids in their whites are going left to right as we'll get a delayed penalty here. It looks like charging is the call.
That looked like a great clean hit to me.
It did. But as someone who knows Adam Morello, I'm not about to argue with him on a broadcast, the referee who made that call, because I know I'll hear about it later on.
Fair enough.
As Bisdill goes off.
Well, player safety is most important, and anytime you see a player in a compromised position like that, it looked clean, player wasn't hurt, but err on the side of caution, make the call. Hopefully he learns.
Shields in for the draw on the man advantage. Powassan with 2 power play goals so far in this one. Lemke to Case. Shot cross ice, and Mason himself nearly put that one into his own net.
Tipped it into his own net, yeah.
Not as egregious as the Patrick Laine one back when he played for Winnipeg, where he just reacted, but Clayton coming in shorthanded. Tried to get around Case, but the puck stayed there. And now Jansen with a chance as well as Short-handed French River putting up all kinds of roadblocks here on Powassan this time around. Again, Powassan 2 for 2 on the man advantage. Case behind his net with the puck. Stopping up, goes for a bit of a skate. Gets the puck down the ice. Now it's back to Lemke. Down the ice for Turner. And now the puck comes out to the goaltender Grant. Kicked back in by Case. And Mason has it in the far side corner. He's knocked down to the ice hard. Good check there by the Voodoos. And now Case walks in to the near side or far side. Cross ice to Shields. Tucker Shields. 8-2 with a power play goal here. Eat your heart out, Ben Sargent. Tucker Shields with the 6th of the season.
And again, we're going to start sounding like a broken record here real quick, but that pass by Case coming down the zone, unbelievably patient, carried into the zone, made a couple of guys miss, held onto it, got down to behind the goal line, and then crossed the ice, cross crease, found his man far side, and a gaping cage for him to pour the puck into. 8-2.
Again, Tucker Shields. He didn't lead the train back to the bench, but it was Tucker Shields on the near side. I'm 99% sure who got that goal. Thompson goes cross ice. It hits a skate of a Rapids player to McMillan. McMillan throws it in deep. And now French River battling for it with Chase Thompson. Puck comes out. No one was there to bury it for the Voodoos. As it is Tucker Shields credited with the goal. Down the ice once again, Rotundo gets it up for Thompson. Thompson has room to skate. Walks in, finds his man. Couldn't get a shot away though. And there's another penalty coming to the French River Rapids, as that'll go for slashing. And we'll have to see if the Voodoos can continue to be perfect on the man advantage, as they're 3 for 3 now in this one.
Okay, so it looks like I was wrong. I thought French River might come out with some jump, but it looks like it's the other way around. Voodoos come out, all kinds of speed, and they've drawn 2 penalties in the first 2 minutes of this period here so far to really put French River behind the 8 ball here. And I say that literally. It is 8-2. The Voodoos have 8 goals. So
once again, the Voodoos looking for another power play marker here. Both teams have scored power play goals. Powassan with 3 so far, French River with 1. As a bad pass there by Wilcox was nearly picked off, but it's back to McLean. McLean behind his net. The big hulking defenseman's back on the case here in Powassan. Up the ice to Dawson. As now the Voodoos are just playing everybody on the power play to see what clicks here.
might as well try some things out in a game like this.
Yep. Haslam to Christopoulos. Christopoulos with a sharp angle shot. Turned aside by Wilcox. Another chance. 2 big saves there by Wilcox on the shorthanded chances as he blocks one into the corner. Being egged on, or being urged on by Daniel Duracolo from the bench as backup for this game. Usual starter for the Voodoos is having himself a stellar season. And now McLean walking in, couldn't get a shot away. Still over a minute left on the man advantage, but French River playing much more aggressive here. Lemke now walking in. Gets around his man, goes into the corner. Less than a minute on the man advantage. Near side or far side to Beatty. Beatty's pass picked off and flipped down the ice for Lemke to chase after. Lemke faked a slap around the boards and he holds on to the puck as he lets things settle down from the safety of behind his net. Now quickly for Rotundo. Rotundo with some speed, cross ice to Sturge. Sturge walks in. Near side, goes around behind the net. Out front, good chance there. And that was Smetham looking for the hat trick. On the doorstep, puck down the ice. Could have been a chance to go on a breakaway there for French River, but now the puck comes out to Smetham from Wilcox, but it gets to Bisdill instead. Another shot, and another glove save there by Wilcox. As less than 4 minutes gone here in the third period, Powassan leads 8-2.
Wilcox calmly stopping the play there with his glove. Yet again, we've seen that out of him all game so far, but a couple times now we've seen him misplay the puck with his stick and give the puck away. And that time again, tried to pass it up to the half boards for his defenseman, missed him, and French River ended up coming in and getting a shot on net out of it.
Puck down the ice, and French River will kill off their first penalty of this one. Although the Voodoos didn't really have their power play out there, they just kept rolling the lines, really. Carr behind his net, near side. Stopped up by McClellan, but it gets by him to Sagan. Now flipped out by Shields, down the ice. Will that have the legs for icing? And the linesman says, yes, it does as it hits the end board. So we'll get an offensive draw here for the French River Rapids. 29-20, shots on goal.
It doesn't feel like it's that close, though. Like the shots, it doesn't feel like they should be that close. It's sort of been a one-sided game here.
Yeah, Powassan all over French River in this game. Again, leading 8-2. The lone game here in the NOJHL. Down into Voodoos territory. It's flipped in by the Rapids. Shields behind his net. Koulis gets to it near side. Now Shields. Shields skates around behind the net. He's knocked down. But he gets back up, picking up the puck. Now once again, Powassan away. And Case tried to throw the puck in. He picked it up on the far side, but then he lost it. Now he battles for it in the corner. Coming back away with it, Turner. Turner tried to flip it out. Now there's another penalty that's going to be coming, this time to the Voodoos. As Adam Morrell has his arm up to signify a penalty.
That was coming to Case for sure. He got knocked down. He didn't like it, so he held on to Jance's stick while his butt was on the ice and wouldn't let him go.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, that will do it.
For sure. Case going off, being shown the box. He'll sit for 2 minutes or less. French River 1 for 2 on the man advantage in this one. Now they'll get their third opportunity.
I've liked what I've seen out of Cameron Jansa for the Rapids to start this third period. Couple shifts in the second period. I saw him leave the ice after shift, visibly frustrated, has some colorful words for his guys on the bench. Just frustrated with himself, I think. Probably no one's harder on himself than him. And he looks to be starting the third period pretty strong.
Yeah, Jansa, our player to watch for the French River Rapids. Along with Darby McCarthy of the Voodoos. Mason gets it back to the blue line. Flipped on net, stopped by Wilcox. He's just going to find the loose puck down by his pads and cover up. And he'll draw a stoppage here with 1:36 left on the power play for French River.
As the Voodoos pump their Get Psyched mix into the arena here with some Bon Jovi.
Judging by Mike Brito's hairline, I'd say he was around when Bon Jovi first came out. I was just having fun with you, Mike. As the Voodoos send the puck down the ice.
I think since about halfway through the second, Mike started ignoring us now.
No. Mike Brito, the public address announcer.
Oh.
Hi, Mike Brown, the camera operator.
Mike Brown.
No. Mike McLean, speaking of Mikes, off to the races. Trying to get down short-handed. Takes a hit, but he knocks his man down. Michael's everywhere. Puck down the ice for French River as they gain the zone. Flipping it back to the blue line for Jansa. Jansa stopping up. Goes in tight. French River with 40 seconds to work with here on the man advantage. Get it back to Mason. Mason with a shot off the skate of somebody in front, and it went wide. Back to Mason. Skates in. Gets it back to the point. Takes another shot high and over the net. And after it hit the glass, it goes down all the way to French River territory. Grant stopping it up, leaving it for his man as they got their wires crossed on that one, as he nearly gave it away, or just let it sit there. But Scholist is away with it. Scholist back to Clayton. Less than 10 seconds on the man advantage. Cross ice, Lefebvre takes a shot, blocked by McLean. And now Powassan had possession, got it out of their zone, and that'll bring it back to 5-on-5 hockey here as the Voodoos have killed off their third penalty. DeBroy completely stole that puck away and got a good chance in tight. Couldn't bury the biscuit, though. Near side to Rotundo. Rotundo flips the puck back out. Couldn't find his man as the French River's able to turn that one aside. That is pass attempt. Now looking up ice for DuBroy. McClellan fanned on his pass. And DuBroy had to come back and get the puck to keep it away from Lefebvre. DuBroy missing the pass for him. That'll go for icing, even though Owen Smetham had some good wheels on that one, but Carr got there first. And the puck will go down into Voodoos territory now for an offensive draw.
We haven't really seen Powassan tested on the penalty kill too much this game, but they had a very strong kill there just now to get Case out of the box. And I think they only gave up the one shot on net during that penalty kill, so looking strong, keeping the puck away from their goalie there.
Austin Matthews doing Austin Matthews things. 2-2 now.
He is.
Good thing I got him in fantasy.
Rub it in.
I know I need all the help I can get right now.
Nylander get a point?
I don't know. I got him in another draft too, so.
Nice.
Walking in, Bisdell takes the shot, blocked away by Wilcox. Now the puck behind the net for Lefebvre. Lefebvre goes for a skate. Couldn't get it past to his man, and now Rotundo battling with Grishnichev. Back to the point for Carr. Carr in near side for Lefebvre. Back to the point. Going, tries to get around his man. That was a rapid player. And instead it's into the corner. Lefebvre skating around in the offensive zone. Turned around, took the shot. Was surprised Wilcox a little bit, judging by his reaction to the save. And now there's a delayed penalty coming to someone. Beatty with the puck, as that's going to be blown dead. As now we'll get, or we'll see who it is. It looks like it's a Voodoo player going off.
Yeah, it will be.
As there was a big tangle up in front of Wilcox's neck. And is it Rotundo going? I believe it is.
Rotundo trading in his skates for cleats there. It was a pretty nice football tackle in front of his goaltender there.
Yep. I'm not a fan of fall. People always were like, well, really? Why? Because the colors are so beautiful. I don't like the weather. The weather's miserable. But, man, as a sports fan, it's great. You get October baseball, football every weekend, hockey's starting up.
Literally the best time of year if you're a sports fan.
Yeah, basketball's starting soon, too.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's such a good time of year for that stuff.
If you're into that sort of thing.
I'm not into the rain and not knowing if I should wear a jacket or short sleeves or I don't know what's going on.
That seems to change day by day, too, yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome to North Bay and Powassan.
Life in Northern Ontario, right?
Yep. Puck flipped down the ice as the Voodoos look to kill this penalty. And it's out for Grant to play the puck. 11:20 left here in this third period. Coming out of his zone, Lefebvre. Down for Schulis. Schulis gets around Sturge. And he tried to flip the puck back, but Sturge gets to it, trying to get it out. Can't get it past Mason. He does now on the second chance. And Grant will be out to play the puck once again.
I like what I've seen out of French River to start the third period here. We're halfway through the third. They gave up 2 penalties and a goal to start the period right at the very start of the third. But since then, it's pretty much been all French River. They've had the pressure on the Voodoos. It's the puck's been hemmed into Powassan's zone for a good portion of this third so far.
Puck down to Clayton quickly. Now the Voodoos are able to flip it back down, although French River's not able to get anything started whatsoever on this power play as of yet.
You have to wonder if Powassan's just kind of sitting back now and playing defense and just trying to get out of this game healthy. And
that looks like a too many men on the ice call going against French River. So, Clayton, I wonder who's going to go off.
Nice
it looks like
number on Clayton, by the way.
86. It's not the right one that you were thinking.
No, but that's the best year. Old man Brooksy here.
Yeah. It's not 89 for Alex McGillney, though.
No, it's not.
I was going to say, hey, you know what? You know what came out around 86? Bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet. Bringing it right back.
Sure did.
It didn't come out in 86, but it did come out close, too. As now a stretch pass up for Lefebvre. Lefebvre taking completely off the puck. Good defensive effort there by McLean, who's got about a head and a half on Lefebvre height-wise.
Knee-hacked Wilcox coming in, and that'll draw a bit of a crowd.
Yeah. Basically, McLean not appreciating what Lefebvre did, and this is what Jesse Lefebvre does. He said in his scouting video, you know, he models his game after Brad Marchand. That's his favorite player. And when you look at the stature, it's hard not to see why. Brad Marchand, a bit of a smaller guy, but he's very tough to play against. Jesse Lefebvre, a bit of a smaller guy, but he's very tough to play against. And that's what you see him. You see him getting under the skin of players all the time on opposing teams. And last year, you loved to see it with the Trappers. This year, you don't like to see it because he plays for the Rapids.
Brad Marchand, one of those guys that you love him if he's on your team. You hate him if you have to play against him. And so if you can model your game after a guy like that, you're doing the right things.
Carr cross ice. Good chance there by Melsness as he put the puck wide. He had Wilcox beat on the backhand, but couldn't bury the biscuit on that one. Bisdell walking in. His puck comes out to Owen Smetham, and now the Voodoos have a 2-on-1 here, shorthanded. Smetham takes the shot. He missed the net. And he'll have that one, and he'll see that one in his nightmares later tonight. Voodoos back on the power play now, as they were able to kill their portion of the penalty. And now French River with possession in their own zone. Russo chasing after him. Comes to Dubroy. Can't get it out as Dawson gets to it. Leaves it for Dubroy. Dubroy with the shot. Saved by Grant. Looked a little uncomfortable on that one. And now Russo tries to walk out. Get it across ice to Sturge. Sturge goes behind the net. Looking around. Goes to Russo. Russo cross ice to Dawson. Dawson sharp angle save. And the how do you do by Grant there with the glove to stop Caleb Dawson from getting his second of the game here
Glove
on
save.
the power play.
Sorry, glove save and a bit of a flourish with it there by goaltender.
Looking like Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, a little bit. Very flashy. I've really liked the creativity that I've seen out of Dawson, though, the last couple of shifts. Very tidy, smart behind the back pass there to enter the zone, and then nice shot on net there. Good chance.
Skating around in the zone on the near side wall. Roy got it out. Owen Smetham stopped it up. Going cross ice now. McClellan back to Smetham. Smetham, as the power play is going to come to an end, showing some speed. Skated through the neutral zone. Lost the puck in his skates. And now it's down in Voodoo's territory for Turner. Turner lost the handle on that. Another chance there. Very close there for the Rapids, but they put the puck wide. As once again in the near far side, French River with possession. Looking out front for Koulis. He got the puck in the skates, so he couldn't get a shot away. Now walking in, another chance goes wide by French River. And we're just at the 12 minutes played here in this third period. 8 minutes left. 8-2, Powassan leads. French River once again with some possession. Back to the point. Another chance, turned aside, almost tipped on net. Wilcox kept his pad on the ice, stopping that one. And that'll bring us to our mid-period timeout. So with that being said, Brad and I will be back on the other side of a quick break.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Sportsplex. Courtney Kenny along with Brad Brooks and cameraman Mike Brown. And if you're enjoying what's going on with our social media content on the Frontline Pod on Instagram, shout out to Harrison Clements, who's doing a lot of good video around the arena here tonight as well and posting it to Instagram. Again, if you're not following us on social media, well, you're missing out on some great content here from the Powassan Voodoos games.
Harrison's doing some great stuff. I see him just kind of moving around here. He's all over the place down there, getting a lot of great shots for us here.
Yeah, he is. Bit of a crazy guy. Go give him a follow at the Garrison. Harrison from the Garrison.
Harrison the Garrison.
He has moved his Garrison videos over to the front line, though, this year as well. So another aspect of social media that we can all appreciate. This is where I feel like an older guy, because I don't understand TikTok, and he's just got TikTok down, man. I don't understand. I've posted one thing to TikTok ever, and it was our new logo.
Yeah, that's definitely one I'm still trying to wrap my head around as well. Does that make us sound old? I don't know.
Well, you outed yourself by saying 86 is a good year, so.
Yeah, there we go. Y'all know how old I am now.
In for the draw, Lemke on the far side in Voodoo's territory. Lefebvre comes away with it, though, as he skates around the perimeter. Loses the puck, though, and now Case has it. Flips it down off the boards. This goes into Rapids territory. Bisdill with it in his own zone. Bisdill down the ice to Durand. He loses it, and Dubroy sends the puck the other way. French River once again with possession. Gets the puck not very far, though, as Dubroy gets it to the red line, flips it back, over it hits a body, and Jansa has it. Now sent in by Case. That's deemed offside, so the Rapids will have to tag up. Now to Dubroy, or to McLean, I should say. Behind the net to Case. See what I mean? McLean's back on the case. It all comes full circle.
It all does.
Puck behind the net. That was deemed offside as well, so we'll get another stoppage here with 6:54 left in the third period. Shots on goal a little bit closer than many anticipated at this point, 31-25. And the score is 8-2 in favor of the Voodoos.
Well, the French River Rapids have done a really good job of closing that shot gap. No one likes losing. No one likes losing by 6. French River Rapids take a lot of pride in their ability to play this game at a high level. they've looked pretty good this third period, like I mentioned earlier. They've actually carried the pace of play most of this period. They look quite good. But give the Voodoos credit. They're keeping French River to the outside. No real good chances. Few real good chances. Most shots coming from the outside.
Well, good news for you, Brad. William Nylander picking up a goal for the Leafs.
Hey!
And Austin Matthews is the quickest to 300 in Leafs history.
My fantasy team has hope yet.
Down the ice, Mason has the puck, flips it in. Russo gets the rebound, tries to get it down the ice. He takes a big hit. Now he's at the bottom of the pile as a Rapid player won't let him up. Russo looked to be injured maybe the way that he was lying on the ice, but he gets up good to go. But he wasn't allowed up by Melsness at all.
I think Melsness was just holding him there.
Yeah. Russo gets it to Dawson. Back to McClellan. Near side for Owen Smetham. Smetham down the ice now for Thompson.
Nice pass.
Thompson made a move at the last second, and McMillan continued his forward momentum, putting himself offside. So we'll get an offside draw here at French River's blue line with 5:48 left in the third period.
Great pass coming out of the defensive zone. The old two-line pass, if you recall those days. McMillan just putting himself offside before the Voodoos could gain entry.
I was a little bit, now this might out me for age, but I was a little bit too young to remember two-line pass, because by the time I got into hockey, it was the 0-2 run for the Leafs with Curtis Joseph, and two-line pass was only about another 2 years away from being eliminated.
Two-line pass, it's been that long, eh?
Yeah, the 0-5 lockout.
Oh, I remember that not so fondly.
Puck flipped out of the zone and out of play. And that was about the 0-5 lockout. The only thing I really remember about that is like hanging out on the playground with my friends being like, what do we talk about? Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess? Like Pokemon? Beyblade? I don't know. Like, go Leafs?
Do you remember Pogs?
I do.
Oh my God, Pogs.
As the stick gets slashed out of McMillan's hand, no call coming on that one. The things that our parents spent money on just to keep us entertained. What a weird hobby, Pogs. 5 minutes left here in this third period. 8-2, Voodoos lead over French River. McMillan stick handling as he was able to pick his stick back up. Gets around a couple of Rapids players, then he throws the puck on Grant from the neutral zone. And it's down the ice. Back for Stringer. Stringer gets it over to Russo. Russo trying to find Dawson. It's just out of his reach. And the puck is once again in possession by French River. Carr tried to go cross ice, got it to Beatty. Beatty tried to flip it down the ice and chase after it, but he couldn't get it to his man, which was Dawson. Owen Smetham down the ice for Beatty. Beatty in, sharp angle, takes a shot. Good glove save there by Grant to keep this game at 8-2 with 4:21 left in this third period.
Yeah, I think both teams just kind of playing tentative at this point, just trying to run out the clock. No one's really taking charge of the play at this point. I think that was a nice pass to send in. Who was it that just had that shot?
Beatty.
It's a great shot, great save.
Great save by Grant indeed. He's been impressive since coming in at the start of the second period.
He's only given up a few, and that glove save just looks about as good as Wilcox's this game, actually.
Yeah,
glove hand, rather.
Wilcox sneakily having a good game.
24 saves
yeah,
at this point.
I was just going to say. Down the ice, Powassan with some speed. Thompson flipped it around the end wall with Smetham. Tried to meet it. He's looking for a hat trick in this one. Along with McLean, or McMillan, I should say. Too many Macs.
Too many Mikes and too many Macs on this ice.
Yeah, what is going on?
Building.
What is going on? Yeah. And he's Mike McLean.
That's right.
He's got it both.
He's both, yeah. I'm convinced they're just trying to do it to mess us up here. Toss too many tongue twisters at us.
I do have to say, though, for as bad as that year was of the 0-5 lockout where things, went the way it is, I think hockey came back as a better sport. Less, the two-line pass is gone. I don't mind the trapezoid so much now that it's been around forever.
Yep.
I didn't like it at first, but...
I didn't like that it was a penalty.
Yeah.
But you're right, getting rid of the two-line pass has done nothing except make hockey more exciting to watch.
Puck flipped on net, stopped by Smetham as he tipped it away from his goaltender. 3 minutes here left in the third period. Puck it on the near side wall. Of course, it helps when the game comes back with Ovechkin and Crosby in the rookie years too, right? So,
what a time to be a hockey fan. It actually kind of makes you wonder why the two-line pass was even a thing to begin with.
Ask the perpetrators of the dead puck era, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the thing that, like, when you see somebody like back then who scored 40 goals, you're like, you just might think, it's just 40 goals. That's impressive.
The way you would have had
in
to do
dead
it
puck.
was really impressive.
Yeah, in the dead puck era for sure.
Yep.
Shot on net from Carr, kicked aside by Wilcox. Smetham looking for McMillan down the ice. Couldn't get the pass to connect, though. As now a delayed offside means French River's going to have to go back and tag up. Pass down the ice, finds Smetham. See, that would have been negated by a two-line pass.
Absolutely would have. That was almost a three-line pass.
It was. As Smetham was able to get the stick away from his man, and Mason kind of looking at Smetham, and now the two of them jawing at each other. As Grant was able to stop that one.
Elijah Grant slowing things down again here. We'll get another face-off. A little over 2 minutes left here. Still 8-2. So much for that 6 goals in the third period that we thought we might. So we've only seen one.
Weird stat. At the NOJHL Showcase on our side of the rink, the away team on the first day scored at least 5 goals every game.
Wow.
And they all won every game.
No
it was
doubt.
weird to see the Greater Sudbury Cubs in their quote-unquote home arena play as an away team against the Timmins Rock in that finish the final game of the first day. They really took it to the Rock 7-1 though.
Odd sight for sure.
But the Voodoos beat the Cubs the next day 3-1.
they
So yeah. Bisdell tried to get the puck out front. Turned aside. Wilcox gets to it and puck flips out of play. Here's something that doesn't make sense to me. So the NOJHL is part of the Canadian Junior Hockey League across Canada. Like, the CHL with the OHL. They have a top 20 ranking. The Voodoos were in there on the bottom end of it, 19th last week. They lose to the Sioux Thunderbirds, but they beat the Cubs, who was in the top 10. And then they beat the Elliott Lake Vikings, going 2-1 on the week. The Cubs moved down a couple of spaces, sure, but Blind River's down in the top 20 and Powassan's out. So I'm Blind River's having a great start, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of like, okay.
Bit of strange logic on that one. That's odd.
Yeah, I just want to know what goes into that.
Who makes these rankings?
Yeah. Thompson with the puck, 1.5 minutes left here in this third period. Flips the puck down cross ice to McMillan. McMillan deemed late, so that will go for icing. And we'll get another stoppage here with 1:26. Speaking of things, the North Bay Battalion are in top 10 in the CHL again this week, coming in at number 10 rather, after beating London, or losing to Windsor, but beating the London Knights and the Owen Sound Attack, two very tough opponents in the West. So
nice to see. I didn't really. I kind of expected a little bit of regression of the battalion this year, but so far starting off the year pretty well.
Well, when you have Dom DiVincentis playing the way that Dom DiVincentis has been playing,
he's
but
all you need. Yeah,
you don't need anyone out there. The difference, though, for the battalion, it might be interesting as the season goes longer. They don't have the depth that they used to.
That's right.
That's where it gets a little bit different.
So they may not stay at number 9 in those rankings.
McMillan trying to split the D. He does. Gets the shot away. Grant stops it. And then his defenseman slides right into him. That was Koulis.
Koulis took his legs right out.
But he looks okay as we're into the final minute here of this third period. And now, Schulis takes the shot. Wilcox with the save there. Glove save. Quick whistle.
Glove hand, I tell you, that's about 6 saves out of Wilcox now with that steady glove hand this game.
I don't know. I saw a video on a GoPro of somebody playing first base running in for a foul ball, dropping it. I think you would do a pretty good job as a first baseman. I'm sorry.
My glove hand is not a part of this broadcast.
Oh, that was
I don't have the same glove hand as Wilcox has, that's for sure.
Puck hitting the roof, so it'll go out of play with 39 seconds left. You know what?
Well, Courtney, that's why I'm behind the booth up here, and these guys are out on the ice or on the baseball field or on
That's the excuse I always make myself.
I'm not a pro. I never will be.
Hey, if you ever want to see Joe's trying to be pros, check out the banana ball video whenever we get it out.
I dropped a pretty easy foul ball.
That's okay. I got called out because I dropped a low throw, but hey, whatever. Looking at you, Jacob Brown, not the goalie. Jacob Brown, the baseball player.
Neither of us can catch, but we can call a Powassan Voodoos game for
We
you.
can indeed. 8-2. Stick around for our 3 stars of the game afterwards, and then check out socials for our player of the game. It should be coming up in the next day or so. We'll have it out before the next Voodoos game for sure. Less than 10 seconds left. The Voodoos are going to skate to a 8-2 victory here. And French River still not going to have a chance to pick up their second win of the season as the Voodoos come away with the 8-2 victory here at the Powassan Sportsplex on a Wednesday night.
Solid effort from the Powassan Voodoos there. And they'll go ahead and add 2 points and pad their lead atop the East Division standings in the NOJHL.
Good victory for the Voodoos indeed. As you mentioned, that'll move them to 17 points on the season. We'll give you a quick rundown of the goals. Just kidding, we don't have a quick rundown of the goals here in that third period, but we'll tell you who the 3 stars are coming up very shortly as the Voodoos come out to salute their fans. And now Paul Versaglio talking to the referee, arguing his case about something for French River. However, I don't think he's going to get very far after the final buzzer here.
No, everyone's leaving the ice now. Not too much more being said. French River is going to fall to 1-11 on the year. Still last place in the East Division. And Powassan, like I said, pads their lead atop the East Division standings. They're going to move to 8-2-0-1, 17 points, like Courtney mentioned. With another game coming up soon. When's the next game?
The next game will be Friday, and we'll get into that a little bit. As then we talk about the 3 stars.
With his first NOJHL win.
And that'll be Tyson Wilcox picking up his first NOJHL win of the season, or of his career too.
27 save effort.
Yeah, not too bad. And Alex Case picking up the 2nd star of the game. Again, warranted.
He had a lot of really nice plays out there tonight.
And the 1st star, Matthew McMillan, picking up a couple of goals here on the game. So the Voodoos once again skating away to an 8-2 victory. As you mentioned, when's the next game? Well, glad you asked, Brad. It's Friday night as the Elliott Lake Vikings pay a visit to the Powassan Sportsplex. I will be on the call for that one again. I believe Ben Long is with me, unfortunately, for that one.
It won't be me. No, I'm going to invest in some hand warmers, some foot warmers. Before I do another Powassan game, I'm going to be taken care of here.
I don't blame you at all, my friend. It's pretty cold here at the Powassan Sportsplex indeed, and we'll have to see what happens with that one. But in between now and then, we will have another after-action report of the North Bay Battalion as they'll be taking on the Ottawa 67s tomorrow night at Memorial Gardens. Should be a doozy there. 2 great teams colliding in the OHL. And again, we'll have all the action to tell you, and coaches' comments, players' comments after the game, live on the Frontline. Check us out. Again, it will be live. The after-action report. And if you can't check us out live, well, it's sent to your favorite place to stream podcasts shortly afterwards anyways. So it should be a fun time regardless on that one. So with that being said, and of course, check out the podcast again. Darby McCarthy, Zach Turner on this week's episode of The Frontline. Should be a good one. I mean, I lived it, so
yeah.
I guess it was a good one.
You had fun. Sounded like it.
Yeah, it was talking a lot about America and how even though basically we're the same country, it's a lot of different cultures between the 2 countries because they're from America.
Well, and also Montana, kind of Midwest, right? Definitely a different geographical sort of layout out there. You're from the prairies, and life's a little different out there.
A little bit for sure. But anyways, with that being said, Brad, thanks for being along for the ride here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's been great. And for cameraman Mike, it is not his birthday, but there's Ben Long. Of course he's carrying around popcorn. That sounds about right. And we'll wrap things up here from the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Courtney Kenny. As always, keep your eye on the front line.